Victoria's Premier was briefed in March this year about revised costs for the now cancelled 2026 Commonwealth Games. A parliamentary inquiry has heard how bureaucrats knew as early as late last year that estimated costs would potentially blow out and the government would have to reshape the event or even cancel it.
A marathon 8-hour grilling over the Commonwealth Games.
It just staggers me, really, how we can't figure out how that costing came to be.
As bureaucrats and games organisers took turns in the hot seat to explain when they knew costs were blowing out.
During March, a series of discussions were held with central agencies, and in mid-April, government formally considered the new cost estimates.
The then Premier's top public servant, Jeremi Moule, provided a timeline showing an early sign of trouble in late 2022 and a confirmed problem by April.
By April 2023, following extensive design and market consultation processes, it was emerging that costs were shaping up to be significantly higher than expected.
Mr Moule says it was his call to ultimately tell the government to can the Games.
It was the advice of my department, provided by me personally to the Premier, that gave the government cause to reconsider the delivery of the Games and, in fact, whether to host them at all.
But witnesses were grilled about what warnings were given far earlier. Games Committee Chair Peggy O'Neill wrote to then Delivery Minister and now Premier Jacinta Allan asking for more than $1 billion in extra funds. We recognise that our proposed budget will represent significant challenges to government as there are other competing demands on scarce public resources.
I had a meeting with now Premier, and we talked about when a decision was going to be made.
Games CEO Jerome Moule appeared with Ms Allan at estimates on June 13, the same day department officials briefed the Premier on blowouts.
I don't recall any questions being put to me around the cost of the Games and how they were being run.
The question came not in time.
What's the estimated total cost?
Mr O'Brien, your time has expired.
Putting the heat on Jacinta Allan to appear and explain what she knew.
We know Jacinta Allan isn't compelled to front the committee, but it is the right thing to do.
There's been a number of precedents in the past where this has happened.
As a member of the lower house, Premier Jacinta Allan cannot be forced to appear before the inquiry, but the upper house select committee has resolved to send the new leader a formal invitation, given she was previously Commonwealth Games delivery minister.
I think Victorians deserve answers, and I think it's up to the government if they need to be held accountable for this. And I hope that the Premier will consider the invitation to appear.
The head of Victoria's Public Service also confirmed he booked flights and sought a meeting with the Games Federation as early as June 30.
Why did you decide to go over there as opposed to use Zoom or Teams or something like that?
At a point in time, it was clear that the government was going to need to make a significant decision.
A decision which he suggested and the government ultimately made with the help of lawyers paid $1.2 million.
In the context of the decisions that were needing to be made, I think that it was a worthwhile investment.
As the bill mounts up. Simon Love, Sky News, Melbourne.